Let's imagine. Imagine $1 million just fell into your lap. No warning, no plan, just boom. It's yours, you got it. What's the first thing that comes to mind? Because for most people, it's spending, and I get it. It's a natural reaction. Nobody sits around daydreaming about index funds. But here's what I want you to think about. That $1 million, what does it actually mean to you? Because when I say that's life changing money, I don't mean your standard of living is about to go crazy. I don't mean that at all. I mean your life changing is in a way that actually matters. Like if you're smart enough with it right now, your financial life gets dramatically simpler. You stop worrying about money the way most people worry about money their entire lives. That's the real life change. Not the car, not the watch, the peace. And the crazy part, you don't even need $1 million to get there. You just need to understand how money actually grows. Because most people have no idea. And that gap, that one piece of information, is costing them hundreds of thousands of dollars over their lifetime without them even knowing it. And look, this doesn't apply to just one type of person. I'm talking to the athlete with the NIL deal, the insurance guy who just got his first $15,000 month, the solar rep clearing 6 figures a year, the drop shipper, the content creator, the guy doing roofing, HVAC, locksmiths, any commission based job, the server pulling in 50,000 a year in just tips, the college kid with a side hustle and actually took off. Really, anybody who's got money coming in and doesn't know what to do with it, this is for you too. And honestly, even if none of that sounds like you, and you're 25 just trying to figure this stuff out from scratch, you're exactly who this is for too. Because the math works for same for everyone. It doesn't matter how much you make or where it came from. Every dollar has the same potential. It's just a matter of what you do with it. Think about it this way. $1, that's it. One single dollar invested at 25, sitting in something averaging 10% annually by the time you're 60, so 35 years later, that $1 is now worth $32.64. You didn't do anything. You didn't watch it. You just left it alone. Now say you wait until you're 35 to start. Same dollars, same 10%. Now you've only got 25 years. That dollar is now worth $12.66 at 60 years old. Still more than you put in, but you just left $20 on the table off of that $1. Now multiply that by every dollar you have sitting around doing nothing for you right now. Every dollar you're waiting to invest until the right time. That's how much you're actually giving up. So when I say every dollar is life changing for you, I mean it mathematically, not motivationally. The math just works like that. So we're going to be using the S&P 500 as our benchmark. Historically, it's averaged around 10% annually going back decades. Is the future guaranteed to be exactly that? No, but it's the most widely used benchmark in personal finance. So that's what we're working with. First scenario, you're 25, you just won the lottery, you put in $200,000 one time, one lump sum, and you don't touch it. 35 years later, at 60, you're looking at something in the range of $5 to $6 million off of one decision, one time at 25. Now watch what happens if you wait. That same 200,000, but now you're 35 and you put it in. Now you've only got 25 years instead of that 35, and that costs you roughly half the outcome. So you're looking at 2.5 to $3 million instead of that 5 to 6. You lost over $2 million by waiting a decade, not to bad investments, but to time. $50,000 at 25, same math, still over $1 million by 60, off of that 50 grand. 10,000, still over $200,000 at 60. You're seeing the power of compound interest right now. We are in a unique time in history where we don't even need a financial advisor to achieve this. At least not at this stage. A financial advisor makes sense eventually when your situation gets more complex. But for a lump sum going into an index fund, you do not need to pay someone a percentage of your money to click a few buttons. So what are you actually putting the money into? Exchange traded funds tend to be the most safest baskets of stocks you can buy, like a single stock. Super low fees, super accessible. The benchmark for today is the S&P 500, the one that I've been talking about. That's the 500 largest US companies. I've heard of people going 50-50 between the S&P 500 and then an international fund like VTI. Both are solid approaches and you can really do whatever you want, and that's not what I'm discussing today. And if you've got serious capital, individual stocks are always on the table too. Some people keep a core ETF position and allocate a smaller piece to companies they really believe in, which is totally valid. This is called asset allocation. However, ETFs and individual stocks do require immense research, and they are not something that I'm discussing right now. So now let's bring this back to earth for the people who are more like me, because I know most of us aren't sitting on even any lump sum right now. Maybe you're just starting out. Maybe the most you can put away is $200 a month. That's totally fine because the math still works, and it works differently. $200 a month invested at 25, averaging that same 10% annually for 35 years, which means you'd be retiring at 60 years old. This comes out to $759,000 off of 200 a month from now until then. Now here's the part that should make you angry. That same 200 a month, same person, same 35 years, but instead of putting into a compound account, you just stash it under the mattress fund, we call it. You end up with only $84,000. Same money, same time. That's a $700,000 difference. That's not because you didn't make enough money. That's purely because of where you put it. Having a compounding account isn't a bonus. It's the whole game. The account is a thing. Without it, you're just saving. With it, you're building. That's the difference between people who end up comfortable and people who are still stressed about money at 60 years old. It's not income, it's the system. So that's what I'm doing here. This channel is basically going to be my journal of me building a wealth system for myself. Um, Hopefully, I can document everything and not get in trouble. I study finance and I've loved studying finance, and it's just something that I go into and I want to kind of share the wealth.